I wanted to come back to school and study operations more. I'd fallen in love with it. So I was looking at schools to go to and found Georgia Tech. And Georgia Tech gave me an opportunity that none of the other schools could, which was hands-on experience with real spacecraft, operating them in flight. When I was a kid, I was drawn to STEM as a whole. That's kind of where I excelled. I did have a lot of interest in space when I was younger and a kid. I kind of, at some point, almost tampered that down and said, it's okay, like you're not gonna be able to work in space, right? Like what are the odds of that? And here I am. I originally joined my undergraduate with the intention of being a deep space astronomer. I got some experience doing that and realized that, you know, deep space astronomy is incredibly cool, but it's so far away. And for me, I like something a little bit closer to home, like a satellite that's operating at the next planet over, super close, right? So I came to Georgia Tech as a first-year master's student intending to do the PhD track. And I became the operations lead for a NASA satellite called Lunar Flashlight. Tiny CubeSat, about this big. NASA JPL created the spacecraft and then contracted Georgia Tech to operate it. So I became the operations lead for that satellite in flight. Georgia Tech now, we've done enough work with NASA here in the Space Systems Design Lab that we have a reputation for being people who can deliver and deliver on a pretty aggressive timeline. I'm incredibly lucky, and so is everybody else that got to be involved with this process. We were the first university in the world to operate an interplanetary small satellite mission. That's a huge deal, right? I have fallen in love with operating spacecrafts. My specialty is interplanetary mission operations, but I'm getting more experienced with Earth orbiting missions as well, and I absolutely want to stay in spacecraft operations. It's so fun. It feels like an adventure. And it requires some really out-of-the-box thinking in order to get the work done. I love it, and I'm not gonna switch to anything else.